Welcome to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Meg.
And I'm Kerri. We love creating beautiful, functional spaces and living healthy, vibrant lives. So join us as we chat about simple, practical ways to take care of your body, mind, and your home. Whether it's fitness tips, home decor ideas, recipe, or navigating those big life moments, we're here to share what works for us and what doesn't, with some encouragement along the way.
Let's redesign this life together, one step, one room, and one habit at a time. Hello, and welcome back to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Meg, one of your hosts, and along with our co-host is Kerri. We are going to talk about non-negotiables today and what that means for wellness and home and a little bit of self-care. This is episode 12. So exciting. Hello, Kerri. How are you?
The 12. Wow, we've got the dozen in now. Look at us go.
I know.
I'm excited for this episode about non-negotiables because I think I'm going to learn a lot from you today. So one of my questions for you is, what does non-negotiable mean to you specifically?
Well, I appreciate that question. And first, this is nothing groundbreaking or too exciting. It's just something for me. So everyone has their own ideas. But I did look up the actual definition, if there is an actual definition for this term. And I got one from Google and then one from our friend AI that can occasionally help us. So the first one is not open to discussion or modification. Pretty firm there.
That is,
And
yeah.
then AI just said a non-negotiable is a personal habit, routine, or principle you commit to doing consistently no matter the circumstance. So these are non-negotiables because you see them as essential, not optional, even when life gets hectic. So I would want to say mine are pretty fluid. So sometimes when I did my New Year's goals, I told myself if I had a 5 out of 7 day positive ranking, that I would consider that success. And these just really simple, whether it's a habit or a routine or a non-negotiable, I want to combine all of those together because they're just some things I do in my day that just kind of help me ground myself, maybe clear my mind and start my day on the right foot. So everybody's going to approach these differently. And they're just really simple things that I feel I do on a daily basis that I kind of have to do to make myself have a successful day. So that's kind of my definition. Do you have a definition?
Well, as you were talking about that, it made me think that on days when we get super stressed, I think we tend to want to just be like, okay, this day is, gone to heck in a handbasket and I can't deal with it or whatever. And those are actually the days when we need to lean on the non-negotiables because a lot of them will help us to manage the stress, right? So I think it's important to think about it that way. So I do also like the term non-negotiable because it sounds very intentional versus just like a habit, like, oh, you brush your teeth before bed because your mom told you to and you've been doing it your whole life or whatever. So I do like that. So let's get into your list. I can't wait to hear what's on it.
Okay, well, just a handful of things that I feel like the definition says they're essential to me and kind of not optional. A little bit more than a habit or routine. So the first one is every morning I just drink as much water as I can first thing. I don't know if feels like I'm giving my body a little bit of a high five for, the night, rehydrating, starting the day off totally refreshed. I couldn't even imagine if there was a day that I didn't have access to that. Walking to the kitchen and getting a nice huge glass or 2 or 3 or 4 glasses of water, it just really starts my day and it's a non-negotiable.
Yeah. Hydrates those cells and helps your body to function properly. I think that's a really good one. And I implemented that as well. It probably kind of as a New Year's resolution, trying to just get more water in, especially before that coffee. Yes. So that's a good one.
Very good. And then my second is it doesn't have to happen immediately. So sometimes these are just throughout the day, but after maybe breakfast or after I did my planner, I will definitely get that bed made. It just feels like I'm starting off on the right foot. It makes me excited to crawl into that bed at the end of the day, knowing that it's just freshly made. And I know there's actually that speech, that famous commencement speech by, I think he is a military guy. I think that's a big trend there about making your day and making your bed to start your day. So excuse me, but the bed has to be made.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I heard too. It's like, even if the rest of your day you feel like you didn't accomplish anything, you got your bed made. So you can check that off. And it is
It's a
such a
daily
gift.
win for sure.
Yeah. And it's such a gift for yourself when it's time to go to bed. It feels like you're in a hotel, the nice, fresh bed made.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it just glorious?
It is. It is such
It
a gift.
is. Oh my gosh. Yes. Or even if it's clean sheet day.
Yeah.
My
Yes. Right.
dog, my sweet old passed away dog, we would joke that he loved clean sheet day more than anybody.
Really?
Yes. I would put a nice sheet around his dog bed, warm, and he would just
Oh,
be sitting there like this, could not wait to curl around. So even though everybody loves clean sheet day, we felt that he just loved it the
that's
most.
adorable. I think I loved clean sheet day the most at my grandmother's house because she hung her sheets out on the line. And there's just something about the smell of sheets that have hung out on the line that's just the best. I don't know what that is, but yeah.
So fantastic. Oh my gosh. Okay, my next one, super simple. We breathe all day, every day. So it's not anything exciting, but sometime during the midday when I'm just feeling like I need to again recommit to the day, maybe refresh my mind, ground myself, a few really good deep cleansing breaths. Inhale for 4, hold it, let it go. It's like you're inhaling the day, positive, clearing your mind, and letting go as you exhale whatever you need to let go of, whether it's a worry or a stress or maybe some anxious thoughts you're having. It's kind of a few deep breaths. This is literally 1 minute of time.
Yeah. I like that. I usually go out to the mailbox, but on the way out there, just, yeah, no matter what the weather is, soaking up that bit of sun or cloud or whatever it is and some nice fresh air, it makes a difference. It's like a little mini reset. So I like that one as
Yes,
well.
for sure. And then moving towards the evening, I mean, there's a few other habits throughout the day, but the other two that I really feel is a must, a non optional part of my day
Mm.
is before I crawl into bed, I stretch bedside. And it is such a non negotiable that I could not imagine crawling into bed without stretching. So I just will do a handful of different stretches right next to my bed, calf stretches, or I'll lay then in bed and pull my knee towards my chest, whatever feels good. Or maybe I know I worked some muscles extra hard that day, even a little self massage. It is a 5 to 10 minute routine that I know I prepared my body for a good night rest ahead, just like we would, take notes for a meeting or get the ingredients to make a special recipe. I think it's really important that you kind of take the screens away, clear your mind, do some stretching, maybe that more deep breathing. So that is for sure a non-negotiable for me.
Right. So, like washing your face and brushing your teeth, it's another signal to your brain that we're preparing for sleep. I like that one. I definitely should try that. I think it would be very helpful. I'm thinking maybe it would be great if you would share your routine, your stretch routine with us, either in writing or maybe even a video someday on your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
That would be
that's a
that would
great
be
idea. I
helpful.
should definitely record right by the bedside a quick, simple stretch routine for sure. And like you said, I mean, washing your face, brushing your teeth, of course, those habits are already in place and grounded, but this is just something that has organically flown into part of my practice. And yeah, I don't know why the difference between washing your face, brushing your teeth is just, I mean, it's just different, but it's almost the same. So, yes.
Yeah, well, I think because some of them, we learned when we were little kids, like, yeah, you have to brush your teeth before you go to bed. Mom said, like, that's just it. But making the choice. So, as a fitness instructor, I can imagine that your body really needs that. But did you ever, like, what kind of triggered you? Because I'm guessing that wasn't a childhood thing to stretch before bed necessarily, or maybe it was. But, like, what made you start doing that?
Well, I think it definitely was a physical. I used to get pretty horrible cramps in the middle of the night, and they can be excruciating if you wake up and you cannot relax the muscle. So I was doing anything I could to help. A huge glass of water. So that's another glass of water before I crawl into bed,
Uh-huh.
and then the stretches. And
Yeah.
I feel it just, knock on wood, has been beneficial. And now it has become a non negotiable. I mean, it just feels so good. It also has the benefits that I'm looking for to try to avoid cramps. I mean, I've had them. I'm not saying I haven't, but yeah, that's kind of how that one started.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I should try that one. I like that one very much.
Well, very good. So then the next one is I have just a handful of prayers, some from childhood, some that have grown, and they are the same list follows in order, and I know them by heart. I just, whether I'm doing them bedside with my stretching or sometimes while I'm doing the habits of my nighttime routine with the brushing the teeth, washing the face, I just kind of, as soon as I start, I am able to. Now, this is tricky because sometimes with those deep breaths about clearing my mind, my mind will start wandering. So sometimes I do have to bring myself back. So maybe it's a little bit of mindful practice because I just really stay focused on every single word to get through to the very last word of those prayers. And it just also sets my evening off so I can hopefully have a restful night's sleep. Not always the case, but that's the goal. And it just leaves my heart and my mind feeling really rested and feeling good.
Yeah, and ending your day on a really positive note, right? Encouraging
Yes.
note, I would think. Yeah,
Yes.
very
Well,
good.
just also with the gratitude, I know you and I have talked. Do you I think you said something about a gratitude practice?
Yeah, so it's not every night, I wouldn't say, but probably a few times a week. And it's just in my own head. But yeah, it's making sure that I take a moment to express gratitude. We're a very blessed family, gratitude for our health and our safety and all the things. And then I almost always ask for protection over my girls because they're in the city and they're my girls. And then any friends or family that might be struggling or putting good energy out there in the world. Yeah, that's kind of what works for me. But I find taking a moment to be grateful and even writing a list of what you're grateful for can change my mood around like that. So it makes a huge difference.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you always do put great energy out to the world. So, and my planner, we talked about our routines and our planning. So my planner is really nicely organized. It has, your hydration boxes you can check. And this is one habit I would like to get into when I'm planning. I wish I did do all of the fun things they had, and they do have a gratitude piece. So now you're making me think, because I don't always just go open my planner, go to that page on the planner page. I'm usually just going into my tasks for the day, but I probably should, as soon as I open the planner for the day on that daily page, just write that gratitude piece. That would be a lovely practice.
If your planner is something that you could share a link for, I don't know if it is, but I would love to see which one you
But
use.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be
And
great.
really, those are kind of the non negotiables right now I can think of. Of course,
Uh-huh.
we have our daily habits, but I'm considering these a little different.
Yeah. And how about Gib? Does he have, is he kind of like you where he has his set of non-negotiables?
I think he wouldn't consider them non negotiables or hasn't even thought of it in that way, but he definitely does. He's not a snoozer. He hops right out of bed. He does a couple stretches, as soon as he sits up. And then after his Peloton ride in the morning, I admire this. He just goes outside and gets 5 minutes of fresh air, even if it's raining or snowing or beautiful sun. And sometimes he'll just send a selfie to the family, look at this beautiful day, so that's really something he always does. So I think he has really great habits, but I don't think he thinks about it in that way like I do.
Right, right.
How about Peter or yourself?
Yeah, so Pete, he's got a definite routine. Our girls tease him because if it's 9:02, they're like, "Dad, you're 2 minutes past your bedtime. You better hurry and get to bed." But yeah, he's very much, he doesn't hit snooze. The only exception is on Fridays. He treats himself with an extra 10 minutes of sleep. That's his Friday treat. So his
Beautiful.
alarm is set 10 minutes later. I'm like, "Oh, you're a rebel with that 10 minutes there, hun." But yeah, and then he's always straight into the shower, straight to the coffee, straight to the breakfast, look at some news, brush the teeth, finish getting ready for work. And he packs his lunch the night before. So yeah, he's got a very regimented routine, I would say. And I think he does that just because it has to be done every day and he doesn't want to have to think about it. So he just has that routine. He could do it sleepwalking and it kind of frees up, mental energy for his actual jobs. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
mean, this also shows that everyone lives their day differently. And that's the beautiful part of your own life, that you're the creator of your own journey. So it's beautiful to hear the different ways we can look at
Yeah.
experiencing life.
I like that, and also being the driver in the driver's seat of your own life. That's kind of
Yeah.
an analogy that I can appreciate, and some days are easier than others because I can easily get derailed if somebody in my life has an emergency. I will take it on as my own.
Yeah.
Helpful to them, but sometimes it's not always the most helpful because then my priorities can fall to the bottom. But I don't know, it's just my mom's heart. I just always feel that's my first priority.
That's a good reminder too, because we're talking about all these positive things or trying to stay healthy, but people have bad days. People are going to experience not the best, or you're going to not do all these, or maybe stay in bed all day. And that's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, we all have been there. So
Yeah.
we want to give everyone the grace to just do what you can and feel good when you can do these.
Yeah, for sure. And if you have a day where you're sick and you got the flu, on those days, you're just getting through the day, right? So the non
Exactly.
negotiables will come back tomorrow when you're feeling a little bit better, for sure. But I do think, though, having those routines and non negotiables as the main part of your life so that hopefully you don't get sick as often. And then when you do and you have to take that day for yourself, it's okay. It's
So
okay to do
true.
that. Yeah, for sure. Do you feel like your list is pretty much set for your non-negotiables, or do you have any that you are thinking of adding?
Well, right now I feel pretty good. 2025 New Year's Day, the week before, I did write a goals list for the year. And some life things happened. My father passed away, and then I was traveling back, and I really felt like those all just fell off. So I would love to go back to recommitting or refreshing that, but I was giving myself some time.
Uh-huh.
Maybe those will become completely great habits and I can add them to maybe becoming a non negotiable. But right now, I feel really solid and good where these are right now.
Right. Well, that's great. And there's only so many hours in the day, right? And you've got a lot of other things to accomplish. So if you feel like you've hit on a real solid list of non-negotiables, then great. It's not like we're trying to max out our day with non-negotiables. That does not sound
Exactly.
fun.
Right. Our energy tank is only so big.
Exactly, exactly. So these kinds of non-negotiables can benefit anyone, but as a fitness instructor, how do you feel like your non-negotiables support you physically, mentally, and emotionally?
Well, I like this question, Kerri, because I feel some of the reasons, or probably most of the reasons, is to be as clear minded as I can, to start my day off on the right foot, and to be grounded. So, like you, we have talked about your interior decorating job. Part of our job is not just the actual quote unquote definition of the job, but we're trying to give an experience as well. So if I can, do some of the drive to the facility, park, and just tell myself, okay, your class is waiting for you. And the better I can feel about myself and maybe some of these tendencies I'm doing, then I feel I can share good energy to anyone that's in class. And I had this wonderful mentor, gosh, ages and ages ago when I just first started out. And she said, you never know why someone's in class or why they're trying to get an hour of a personal training session with you. they could be there for the workout, for the actual physical workout and get sweaty and get a good workout. But a lot of times there could be different reasons. Maybe someone's there because they care for their aging parent, and this is the only hour they can have them to themselves. So it's an honor that they're choosing to spend that hour with you or at class, or maybe they get to go sit in the sauna or take a shower before they go back to that experience that they have. Or maybe someone's going through an emotional journey and they are just coming to class to clear their mind. So I really want to, when I'm stepping into that class, leave whatever I have by the door, because this is my chance to give someone a little bit of peace or fun in their day. And I really want to take that to heart and do what I can.
Wow.
Well, like with your clients, you say, not only do you want them to say that's beautiful, but you want them to have that feeling of that it was a really nice experience, or however you want to describe it.
Sure, sure. Well, I wish we lived closer because that's an amazing perspective as a fitness instructor and also a personal trainer. That's awesome that you are thinking about your clients in that way. Um, Obviously, it's a little different in what I do. I was talking to one of my clients and was saying that the services I provide feel very much like a luxury. Like not everybody is going to hire an interior decorator. And she said, I think of it a little bit differently. Like you're actually relieving a stress for some people because they honestly don't know what to do. And I thought that was an interesting perspective. So yeah, I love that you're trying to make that the best hour of their day. That's such a nice perspective. I love that. I bet you're amazing, amazing,
I
amazing
tell you, it
teacher.
doesn't always happen. We all have bad days. Sometimes I'll leave thinking, oh my gosh, they probably wanted to run out of that room. What did I do? But hey, there's always tomorrow, hopefully.
Well, but going in with that intention, right?
Yeah.
And relying on your own habits to nourish you so that you can nourish somebody else, I think that's very admirable. And I love that. Well, this has been a great conversation today, Meg. Is there anything that you would like to add before we sign off with our listeners?
Well, I'll tell you, if we were to talk about what we're redesigning this week, I would definitely say, because I knew we were going to talk about this, I kind of went back to my goals list and I looked at it and I was reviewing kind of what my negotiables are and non-negotiables. So I'm redesigning that list right now because it felt really like perfect timing that we were talking about this, and why not? How about you?
Right. I don't know if it's really a redesign, but maybe just like a renewed effort. Yeah, sometimes I can get so focused on one part of my work that I let my house go, and it was starting to feel kind of chaotic. So this morning I was like, okay, I want to get a handle on this again. We talk about how we're trying to set up for success, and just having the house, especially the kitchen. It was the kitchen. I just needed to get it reset and feel like, okay, like that. Now that's all put together, and now I feel better about the rest of my tasks. So yeah, sometimes
Fantastic.
that's all I was working on today. So well, thank you so much for listening to our episode today. We really appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for listening to the Redesigning Health and Home podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, we would love for you to like, share, and follow along so you can catch us on all future episodes. You can find me, Meg, at Fit, Fed, Feeling Good on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
And you can find me, Kerri, on my website at homestylewithkerri.com and on Instagram and Facebook at homestylewithkerri. That's Kerri. And you can find both of us at Redesigning Health and Home on Instagram and Facebook. So join us next time for more inspiration on creating a home and a lifestyle that truly supports your best health.